All right, guys, we're coming at you today with a podcast slash YouTube video. We're trying to do a podcast, record a YouTube video at the same time. And Peter is over here. If you're watching, he's in Edinburgh in Scotland with me, and we're here doing 2 days of planning for 2024. So we thought we'd do an episode just basically riffing and talking about some of the things that we've uncovered today to help you grow in whatever stage of business you're at, or just generally just chat about what we're up to, right?
Absolutely, yeah. What a day, Alex. It's been busy.
Yeah, brain mush.
Yeah, literally, folks, if you want to get a lot of work done, don't eat a bowl, or what is it?
Don't eat a can of custard.
No, it doesn't happen.
Peter literally flew over from Ireland, didn't eat anything, and then told me he was hungry at about 3 p.m. And we went to the Co-op supermarket here in Scotland, and he proceeded just to buy a tin of custard, cold custard. I was thinking he was going to come out with a nice meal to fuel him for the next work session, but no, just a can of yellow custard.
So then literally I sat in here, I was like, I can't do anything.
I'm not surprised.
But it's literally the last time I came over, we kind of got started on, like, we put a bit of a plan together.
Yeah.
And it's safe to say that day was so worth it. So this is just like the second day of that, like, kind of, it's 2 or 3 months later.
Yeah. So if you guys are unaware, or if anyone's watching and you don't know what we're up to, we've got a lot of stuff going on with helping students grow their Amazon businesses. We've got a number of different products we're invested in. We've got a lot going on, basically. And a lot of our day-to-day stuff is quite tactical stuff of ordering products, finding products, speaking to suppliers, helping students.
Fixing problems,
firefighting, all that stuff. So these meetings and these get-togethers are kind of like a time for us just to literally talk about the business or businesses from a 30,000-foot view and see whether we're actually on track to where we want to go, if we're doing the right things to get to our goals, and kind of just like realign ourselves for the next year or the upcoming months. So that's kind of what these next few days have been about for us. And I don't know about you, but we've basically done 2 sessions of like 2-hour work blocks, and my brain is complete mush now because we've had to think like quite strategically, quite hard, rather than just focusing on what is right in front of us, which is usually what we spend most of our time doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what can we say about that? Other than the fact that you should be definitely nutritionally prepared for doing work like this.
Yeah, we went and got a bite to eat after the custard. Yeah, that could be good for the evening session. I suppose, Alex, what can we say about it? Really, that you do need to. I suppose nothing beats meeting in person. You get more done. But you were saying to gear for the next year. It's not. It's gear for the next 2-3 months, really. Like, because funny, the last time I came over, we were talking about problems we had to solve, and like those problems are like, I feel like we've leveled up since those problems to these newer, bigger problems. And which is really, really good. But it's literally like what we're trying to do is we're doing something that's not been done before, really. Like kind of what we're doing with products is really, really unique. We're trying to build this, I would call it a machine that launches products really, really quickly, but does it right, but also teaches folks how to do that as well, kind of to replicate it. Because, it's not all about just us launching products. We want everyone listening here to launch products as well, because that's the thing about the beauty of this. The beauty about a lot of things online is that you don't really have competition. Like really, like, you can do something and your neighbor down the street can do the same thing and you can share ideas.
Yeah, and the competition is weak every time we jump on these. We say it all the time. If you ever want to start selling stuff online or on Amazon, for example, and the first hurdle you get to is you think it's too saturated or it's too late to start on Amazon. I tell you right now, the competition is so weak, especially if you do it the way that we teach with going in all in on branding, which is like kind of our main thing for next year. We want to really, really, really knuckle down on building out all these different brands we're now involved in, which I kind of think we've put ourselves in like, we've almost like, do you know that, what's that analogy where someone's backed up against the wall in a corner? That's kind of what we've done with everything.
I think that's what it is.
We've basically given ourselves no option but to try, like, to fight ourselves out of the situation we put ourselves in.
Which is a good one, like, in fairness.
It's good, yeah. It's good. It's good. It's not plain sailing for sure. And every single day we're finding new things to learn, new opportunities, new everything. Like a lot of the stuff we're doing, like Peter said, I haven't really seen many people doing it.
No, I haven't seen anyone doing it like what we're doing in this industry.
On the capacity we want to do it in.
No.
So
we're thinking big, like it really is. Like it's getting bigger all the time. Do you know, actually, and I want to say as well, we're talking about branding and creative, right? We have a student, I won't say any more information, right? But we were so impressed. They launched their product, probably was it
2 weeks ago?
maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Like things move very fast, right? 2 weeks ago, right? They went all in on branding. Like they really took what we said to heart, and like they're having tremendous success. Like literally out the door running.
Tell these guys what do you mean? What do we mean by branding?
I suppose when you go onto an Amazon listing, right? It's not the copy, although that can be important, right? It has to be high quality. It's the images and the video and the creative. It's how you feel when you look at it straight away. Because the first thing you see when you go onto an Amazon listing, you see the copy, but no, you're actually looking at the hero image. When you're scrolling through your Amazon feed, you click into it more than likely because of that image, right? Like I think we should do like a study on this, right? But I think people see the image, they then see the title.
I look at the reviews.
They then reviews maybe very quickly decide to go and click on it. They click on it, right? They get onto the landing page. What's the next thing they do? If it's anything like me, it's like you go down, you look at the images, and then your eye just scrolls across all the other images, and you're like, you mightn't even open them up, but you're like, they look like they're good quality. So you're like, oh yeah, it looks good. Then I scroll over and look, oh, is this fulfilled by Amazon or not, right? This particular product, folks, that we always recommend do everything FBA. This product is actually partly FBM as well, and it's still out the gate in what would be slightly competitive niche, right? Branding, creative, and that it really gets us excited when we see that, because it's like, wow. And then you see people online like, oh, Amazon is dead, don't do it, just avoid it, like, it's not going to work. It will work, and that product I think is going to go places. I'm sure like we'll be able to share more about that in the future, but that is so exciting, and that is what we're replicating in lots of other product launches. And the reality is, not every product launch is going to go perfect, right? But the way I look at it is like, if someone else is selling it and making a profit, we can do it too. Oh yeah, that's kind of my game plan, right? And the game plan, we were talking when we were driving, like, and it's not. I don't want to say it's not about moving fast and breaking things, because it's not about that, but it's about being strategic and literally like just, getting these irons in the fire, lots of them, and like pushing ourselves to actually succeed. Like failure is not an option. I think it's safe to say we won't fail.
Yeah, I just jump back to what Peter said. So if you don't know what the difference between FBM and FBA is, it means basically this current student is actually fulfilling the orders herself, or it's basically not Amazon fulfilling her orders or sending the product to the customers. Whereas as soon as she switches over and lets Amazon do that, more people will probably buy the product
100%.
because it's going to be faster shipping. People are going to trust Amazon more, and that product will go places. And in fact, she's just launched in America, right? And as soon as she launched,
really good BSR.
Amazing sales straight away.
Yeah, like really good BSR, and that's only getting started. Like it's only ramping up. Like
So, and I think there's one other competitor in this market who is currently selling around 700 units a month.
And that's the only other one that's kind of like a really. There is other competitors in the niche, but like what the student did was they went in and actually really improved the offer. Like back business 101, they improved the offer, they improved the creative. They improved everything about the experience with the customer, and lo and behold, the customer's like, I want that. In the past, if you launched a product, you used to go to someone and say, will you stock this product in your store? You don't have to do that anymore. Like the gatekeepers are removed. You can very quickly test your product globally, without getting thousands of units. Sometimes you only get 100 units, even less. Sure. Test it. Works, great. You'll get more of it.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to that, like, the other competitor in the niche, who is like, you could say the market leader, who our student is competing against, if you want, for the better sense. And they're doing 700 sales a month on average. Now, if you do 700 sales on a product that is £50, then do the maths. What's that? What's 5 times 700? Or 50 times 700?
35,000.
35 grand a month on one single product in one marketplace.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if you had that one product in 3 marketplaces or 5 marketplaces, how fast sales can grow for a single product? And all this comes back to branding, right? I mean, having this high quality offer of a super high perceived value, which it is. It's not just perceived value, it's an actually really, really high quality product. And the student has done something which, I mean, we said we'd do this. We said we would like to like break down like what makes a good student, like what makes a good person succeed on Amazon, like what are the ingredients of a person.
And we were talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, like, because there's some people we've had come into our coaching program or the PLN Academy, and they've absolutely crushed it. They've literally just gone in. They've listened to us, and by listening to us, I mean like they've just actioned something straight away. There's no question. It's like, okay, Alex and Peter have succeeded at this. they say do this, it works, and it has worked for me.
But they've done more than that. Like they've listened, but then they've really internalized it. Like I think that's the difference. And they've gone away and said, do you know, I was thinking about this. You know, if you done this with that, would that work? And it's like, well, we're not fully sure, but let's test it. They're willing to test.
Yeah.
They're willing to figure things out for themselves with our sport.
Yeah.
I think that really, if I could just sum it up, I actually think that is actually it.
But that applies to everything, like not just an Amazon business. Like you could, like if you want to get better at something, you want to get a coach or mentor, like you should listen to their advice. As in, if you want to if you're trying to achieve something that somebody already has achieved, like why would you not listen to their advice? If somebody's been in the game longer than you, like if I'm a coach for CrossFit or mountain biking, and somebody is like 10 years ahead of me in terms of progress, and they're where I want to be, I'd be stupid not to listen to them and try and figure out myself, which is why we're always harping on about getting a coach or mentor. Whether you want to start an Amazon business and you want to do stuff with me and Peter or not, like find somebody to model. Don't try and figure this stuff out yourself. You can, I'll tell you honest truth now. We're all about honesty and truth, right? You can literally find everything we share in our coaching stuff on YouTube. You can go and do YouTube searches and you can find it all. But what we're trying to tell you guys is we can save you time, or like any coach or mentor will save you time. So if you value your time, you should go and find somebody who has organized that content and that information in a way that you just literally follow it and you get success in a way shorter time than trying to figure all these pieces out yourself on YouTube. So I've done that. I've gone on YouTube to try and figure things out myself. And that's where I've got a lot of my education from. But if you want to get somewhere faster, then it's a no-brainer to me. If you value your time and you've got the resources to do it, why would you not invest in a coach? Or like, why would you not get someone to show you the steps?
Well, I think as well, a lot of people, they're kind of, I suppose there's certain things what they're doing for launch projects on Amazon, and they're not sure. They're afraid of things they don't need to be afraid of. They've got this fear that, you know, and they're worried about problems. A fear that, you know, this will happen, then I'll lose all my money. Or they're worried about problems that, you know, necessarily they don't need to be worrying about, right? And a lot of times what I found when, you know, people start working with us and they come up against a problem, you know, usually we've seen it before, or if we haven't seen it before, we
can quickly figure it out.
Because a lot of the problems with Amazon are fairly similar. They're the same thing, and there's always a way to overcome it. I don't mean like break rules or anything. I just mean there's always a solution.
Well, Amazon pretty much tell you the problem, right? They say like, this is your problem, this is how you fix it. But some people seem to just have a meltdown when they see that. And we've had students come to us, haven't they? And they've had the most simplest problems with like shipping, logistics, Amazon account setup. And we'll just be like, show us the information you've submitted to Amazon, and we can literally glance at something in seconds and be like, you've done this wrong. Just fill this out
this way.
Yeah, this way. And no, lo and behold, it works.
Because Amazon isn't biased. Like there's no, like, they're not there to like block you.
No, because if you make money, Amazon makes money and vice versa. So they want you to succeed. So they're
there to approve your account.
Yeah, they want you to bloody sell on the platform. Why would they not? They don't want you to go somewhere else. They want you to stay on Amazon and buy stuff on Amazon and sell stuff on Amazon. So yeah, we're kind of like, we're here for 2 days in Scotland, doing a bit of brainstorming, mapping out next year, because it's now December.
It's Q1 we're mapping out, really. Like,
yeah.
Time Q2 comes around, we'll be like doubling down even more on it.
Yeah, and if we look back now, I mean, we just talk about looking back. Like, I don't think we've actually looked back for a long time, because we've been in the trenches so much and just like grafting and trying to do all this. And then we kind of like stopped and thought, fuck, like we've actually come a long way in 6 months. Like in terms of students, products, profit, everything.
Everything we do.
Everything. And I think 2024 is just going to be even more compounded.
It's compounding. Like, it really is. Like, I can see it compounding. I can see it on the charts. I can see it in the students. I can see it in the results. I can see it in every way. But do you know what? I really see it in our thinking. Like, you know, we were just talking about this. Like, the way we're thinking now is the younger us, like I'm talking 6 months ago, even a year ago, would not have thought the same way.
No. Even if we went back and listened to a podcast from like last year, I guarantee we'd almost laugh at some of the concepts we would talk about.
I feel this clarity coming. It's like it's the next level. It's kind of like this, you know, that was the younger me, but now this is different. It's
mad though, isn't it? Like when you get like, I always think this, like because some of the stuff that we've been told to do by other people, if you're at like a certain stage of your growth in anything, and somebody gives you some advice, if you're not ready to actually internalize that and understand it, it won't make any sense to you. Because I've been told a lot of the knowledge that we've got now 5-6 years ago, but just disregarded it.
This is the business knowledge. This is the mentorship, leadership,
just knowledge in general. Disregard it because it wasn't like what I needed to hear at that time. And because of that, I didn't understand it. Whereas now, because we're at like a different stage in business and in our own personal development, I can take on a lot more of these concepts and principles, internalize it, and understand how that relates to what we're doing. And then relay that to students, map it out for myself, for people, and we can create the roadmap for the next part of the journey. That's kind of like, that's a good way of explaining.
But you actually realize too, like, that the system isn't rigged against you.
No.
In fact, the system is just like, do this, get this result.
Yeah.
It's in anything in life.
Yeah.
Like it's all there for the taking. You decide what you want to achieve.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That's really starting to come home to me.
Yeah.
Not that I always kind of knew it, but I didn't believe it.
I think we should do more of these episodes, just like random, just chat about anything, topic, stuff.
And we'll get better at it.
Well, you just talk about random stuff, but it's useful.
This is what we talk about anyway.
Yeah, but rather than having like, oh, we definitely need to just talk about this one thing. We'll just talk about anything and just see what happens. And usually that's where the gold comes out.
And figure out, like.
We had a podcast episode that we recorded a few weeks ago when I was away in Madagascar, and Peter informed me that the audio on my side didn't upload.
Yeah, I was watching the playback and I was like, it's only me talking. Sure enough, you're not even coming through.
But it's on YouTube. If you want to watch it, it's on YouTube. And that was one of our best episodes so far. It's probably going to be topped by this one, though.
Of course it is, yeah.
Every episode's going to keep getting better.
Yeah. Well, we just do more of them too, don't we?
Yeah. We're gonna like, one of our big commitments for 2024 is looking at building what we're going to call like a content machine. So this is just basically just going all in on making people aware of what we're doing, essentially. So instead of just having like one or two pieces of content going out on all these social media platforms, we want like multiple pieces of content going out every single day on all these different platforms, just to make known what we're doing, and try and like shake some feathers and shake things up, because we feel we're doing stuff that nobody is willing to do in this space. A lot of people will teach you how to sell on Amazon, but then I almost feel some people are scared to get their hands dirty. Like they don't want to do.
They don't want to be judged.
Well, they don't want to be judged. They don't want the hassle of. I mean, I'm not saying that we want hassle, but no, I feel we've taken on like some essences. I feel we've bitten off more than we can chew. In some when we first started, but now we're getting these processes in place to make this machine work, and it's getting better and better. And
you're going to see improvements too, like over time. Like, you know, it's really going to, like, the content too. We want to get better at like just sharing more of the day to day. We're still figuring out how to do that, the real day to day, like, because it's kind of it's a tricky one, like, because it's on a computer screen.
Well, just probably documenting more than create, like documenting what we're doing rather than trying to create stuff. So like just stuff like this and showing you the day to day stuff of building this machine we're trying to build, this business, and this brand, our brands. So and we're not like trying to shy away or hide what we're doing. We'll share everything. I'd love to be able to share everything we're doing so you guys can see like how we're going about things, how we're approaching different challenges, how we're growing, how we're doing this. Like, I think that's the best way.
Yeah, and like you're all part of it. Like, you're here at the beginning. Like, this is like, you're okay. We're 6, 7, 8 months in, but this is really the beginning.
How many podcast episodes we've done now?
I think we're around 21, 22, something like that.
Not bad.
I think that's where we're at. Like, obviously we could do more, but that's roughly where we're at.
Yeah. Well, I reckon we should call it that. I think we've got a training course anyway, so we have to call it that. But
we do, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting pretty soon.
But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. And I think around this video somewhere there will be links where you can go and check out more of our stuff. And if you want to look at what we're doing, go and give them a glance. And like, subscribe, and all that jazz on whatever platform you're on. Is what you're supposed to say, YouTuber. Like, subscribe, comment below. Get the engagement going, guys.
Right, folks. We'll talk to you later.
That's right. Cool. We have a podcast.